hear about some kid did something stupid.
Oh, and don't get me started about the stupidity of Marvel now.
Welcome
to a brand new Lost Anarchy presents Venom Rat.
So I'm scrolling through my feed, mad online, as one does, and then there I saw it.
Let me pose you a question, dear viewer. What characters come to mind when you think of Marvel Comics? Could it be Iron Man? Wolverine? Spider-Man? Maybe the Fantastic Four? There's just so many to pick from. With such a rich and varied comic book universe, spanning multiple decades, timelines, and even realities, there's a plethora of superheroes to suit every conceivable taste and fashion. At least, that's what I used to believe, but Marvel's New Warriors has taught me otherwise. Because the thing we've all been crying out for, even if we didn't realize it, is overweight non-binary teenage superheroes named after present-day internet slang. Well, now we need wait no longer. Feast your eyes upon the New Warriors.
What possessed him? How could he do such a terrible thing?
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1.
Okay, let's do this.
The New Warriors are the authority figures in this story. They have to be mentoring new Warriors.
So these characters consist of, number one, their leader called Trailblazer. She is a very hefty, teenaged girl, person of color, who gets her superpowers from having inherited a magic backpack. Next, we have a character called Screen Time, and his superhero power is to be permanently hooked up to the internet, and got his superhero powers by being exposed to experimental internet gas. Next, we have a character whose name I don't even remember. This is your vampire emo goth character, and this character received its vampire powers by a blood transfusion that he got as a very little child from Michael Morbius, the living vampire. And the chief characteristic of this character is that he is the proud owner of a bad attitude. And last but not least,
this is the rare idea that's so bad, so misconceived, so repulsive, that everyone hates it on both sides of the argument. Snowflake and Safe Space.
It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory.
Take back the word snowflake. This is like this dude making like a Mexican character and calling them like wetback, or making like a black character and calling them
A faggot?
Because that's the level of what the fuck were you thinking?
I did not believe that this was an actually licensed Marvel project, but it is. I mean, how is this a thing?
Either the ultimate woke whiny wank job from a bunch of SJW idiots,
microaggressions are real!
or a parody of the ultimate woke whiny wank job.
This isn't a parody. It's not satire. What were they thinking with this?
So what makes Snowflake and Safe Space so woke?
Now, it may shock you to know that this comic is actually based on an older series from the 1990s, which was also called The New Warriors. So, is this like the New Warriors? I don't fucking know.
Snowflake and Safe Space are black male twins. Oops, oh right, excuse me. Snowflake is a non-binary who identifies as neither male or female, who can fly because he identifies as gravity neutral, who is bulletproof because he doesn't really buy into the whole bullet thing, and who doesn't need air or water, so long as he doesn't identify as alive. Okay, I made that stuff up.
Anyway, the important thing to remember is that it's going to feature the original characters acting as mentors to a new generation of crime-fighting superheroes. A passing of the torch, if you will.
I mean, who are they appealing to here?
Snowflake can also materialize snowflakes that he hurls as shurikens. Take that, patriarchy! Safe Space projects a pink force field to protect others from blasts, explosions, and, I guess, opinions that threaten those people's fragile worldviews. It is a safe space, after all, and it's pink!
When I think of safe spaces, I think of certain college campuses that have made actual safe space rooms to accommodate emotionally brittle, easily triggered young adult students who are infantilized and unable to deal with words, topics, or situations that hurt their delicate feelings.
I don't know about you, but I was literally shaking when I heard about these two.
While I can understand that attitude and understand why everyone might think those things, I would say that yes, this is very specifically designed by Marvel for a very specific audience that they are directing it towards with a very specific message, and they are getting that message out to that audience. And in the minds of the people who run current Marvel, this is actually a success already.
Unfortunately, this idea also needs explaining to the LGBTQ community, the presumed demographic for this misguided idiocy.
So stunning, so brave.
There was once a time when calling people by these names was considered an insult, but no longer. Take that, internet trolls.
Now, I would say the reason why everyone else is making the assumption that this is Marvel simply trolling people is the fact that they are proceeding upon a false assumption. And this false assumption is as follows. Marvel Comics is an entertainment group. Therefore, they are producing comic books for entertainment purposes. However, this is not the case.
You've forgotten respect, Marvel Comics. And without respect, we reject.